All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It is Monday. Not just any Monday. It is Monday, April 1st, April Fool's Day, where many years ago we announced we were going to be the Polka Palace and switch to all polka music, if you remember that one. Yesterday was Easter, so we could do something in that genre. It was Slow Down Sunday. What could I have done for Easter Slow Down Sunday song of the day? I mean, I was thinking about Easter in general. You know, we could do White Rabbit from Jefferson Airplane, or Rising, Bruce Springsteen, or Rise from Muse. What else? What else could we have done for Slow Down Sunday on Easter? Coulda, shoulda, woulda. But we are here on April 1st, which is traditionally known here in the Rock Cave as Mutton Chop Monday. It's Mutton Chop Monday. Break them out, people. If you got them, flaunt them. We're thinking about bands that were famous for their beards, which obviously would be ZZ Top, who just had an anniversary, I think, last week with Eliminator. Of course, we could do people who were famous for having said mutton chops. Elvis, of course, clearly. Could have done something from there. Did Lemmy ever have mutton chops? Motorhead? Who else? I didn't really look into this, but anyway. To be honest, I was thinking about what my song of the day for today would be. And sure enough, this just came to me out of nowhere. It was the first band I thought of. I don't know why, but it's the band Nazareth, which actually ties it into Easter yesterday. Not that the band has anything to do with that, but the name Nazareth didn't even come from that, but you know what I'm saying here. So we're doing Nazareth today on Monday. That's a great way to start off your week. Nazareth, we've covered them once before. It was a couple years ago, so for those of you who don't remember, we're extra spiky today, by the way. Did you see that? Nazareth were a Scottish outfit, not just kilts are Scottish outfits. A band from Scotland is a Scottish outfit, formed in 1968. Some members of a band, they had a band called the Shadettes. And they formed this band. They got their inspiration for the name from the song The Weight from the band. That first line, I pulled into Nazareth, was feeling half past dead. Of course, they're talking about Nazareth, Pennsylvania in that song. They packed up their bags, moved to London, and then they just churned out a ton of records. Remember, in the 70s, people just put out record after record after record, trying to make a hit some way, somehow. First album, 1971, self-titled. 1972, Exercises. They toured with Deep Purple, which got them introduced, obviously, to Roger Glover, who produced like three of their records, their three next records. They started with their third album, Razamanaz. Right, you have to practice that one, Razamanaz. In 1973, two top 10 UK hits. They were big in the UK at first. Two hits off of that one. Two albums in 1973, Loud and Proud, also produced by Roger Glover. That one was notable because they were huge Joni Mitchell fans. These guys, they probably had mutton chops because they were rough and tumble guys. They were definitely, I think the lead singer was like, had a little bit spaces between his teeth. And these guys loved playing Joni Mitchell, the album Blue, in their van. Can you picture that? But on that record is a song that she wrote called This Flight Tonight. And they said to themselves, we're going to make this a hard rock song. And they did. And this is a great song, by the way. We'll post it below. Went to number 11 in the UK. And they got to meet Joni Mitchell, and she loved it. She couldn't believe that they turned it into a hard rock song. She introduced it at a concert once and said, I'd like to open with a Nazareth song. Because obviously they made it big. Nancy Wilson of Heart said that the guitar riff in, which one? Was it that one? This Fight Tonight? No. That was, anyway, maybe. Barracuda. Something about Barracuda. I read a lot of this last night. And anyway, 1974. Rampant Success, another album, 2 UK singles, still not making it big around the world. But then finally, they part ways with Roger Glover. Poor Roger, no respect. And that's when they put out their record, Hair of the Dog. And that is where we land with your song of the day. Hair of the Dog is called Hair of the Dog. It's not called Son of a Bitch, just to clear that up. A huge hit, a global hit. I mean, it was massive hit. On that record was also a cover of the Everly Brothers song Love Hurts. There you go, people. Their only U.S. top 10 song, or U.S. charting song in the top 10. Top 10 in 9 countries, and just massive, massive record. That's huge song. Do you guys like that song? That one took a while for me. And then 1979, they had a second guitarist. 1981, they add a song called Crazy, a suitable case for treatment, to the album Heavy Metal soundtrack, which was huge for me. That's probably the first Nazareth song I ever heard in my life, was 1981's Crazy, which you never hear anywhere, from Heavy Metal. We've done that episode. That is the gold standard episode on that record here in the Rock Cave. One of my favorite records. They had lineup changes in the 80s and 90s. If you remember, Guns N' Roses in the early 90s covered Hair of the Dog, and that got played a lot. So could be a Wanderlust Wednesday, Mutton Chop Monday, Wanderlust Monday, Mutton Chop Monday. Which one do you like, Guns N' Roses or Nazareth? But I'm all about this song by Nazareth. I do like this Flight Tonight. We're going to post that below. We're going to put Love Hurts under there. We're going to put the Heavy Metal song under there. But really, your song of the day is Hair of the Dog. What a way to start off the work week, right? This is a great song. I just love this guitar opening. Just so good. You got to crank it. You got to crank it up. Crank it to 11. On Mutton Chop Monday. That's your song of the day. We are rambling. We'll see what we got the rest of this week, but whatever you're doing, I hope it involves mutton chops and Nazareth. Have a good one, and as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.